Hola, ¿cómo estás? This is Pooja from Good Times India.
That was really good.
That was a great delivery. I was about to say, hola, ¿cómo estás? Sí, is this in Spanish?
We were just told it was in English.
Yeah. I mean,
No, that's the only Spanish I know. That's the only Spanish I know.
Well, that was great.
And that's enough. That's enough.
No, thank you for having us and for being here.
Thank you for letting me host you both. I thoroughly enjoyed the show.
Oh.
And your bromance, as they say, it's basically just very enduring. So, Enrique, I'll start with you. Maximo, he's going through the regular teen stuff. There is heartbreak, there is family, he has ambition, and it's also set in the 80s, a time when you were not even born. What was that like?
Well,
A time where you were not, that's a good question. Like,
You weren't born.
Creating a character from a time where we're not born?
yeah, exactly. I think it was a lot of research that naturally came to me with my parents, with the whole, like, a lot of people in the crew were our age at in that decade. So there were tons of stories that were coming out of my head. Well, like that I was listening to, and I would say that the most important thing is that it is so well written that by the script by itself helps you understand the situation and the atmosphere that they are living, and so it was so easy in that term. So I was, and also we were very connected to our characters. Like we felt like more relaxed and wide open to play more. So that combination, I think, like that gave me a great result, and I had a great time, and I think that reflects on screen.
Yeah. And Fernando, you're looking absolutely as if you're back from the 80s. I love the red.
Thank you so much. I wanted to dress up just for you.
Thank you so much. And in the 80s, they always would mock the fashion, that the fashion was not right. But I thought the 80s were the coolest time. And totally. But I like Memo because, he's just the friend that you want, has this innate ability to land into trouble when he should not. So was it fun playing him?
I have so much fun with him, and Memo, it's inspired on my younger self, someone who used to be very fearless and very careless, because he was so naive. But I love him so much, and he has taught me so much more about myself than I could have learned in my regular life, because he's so brave and so unapologetically himself that he has taught me to be that way as well. So since playing him, I've embraced myself a little bit more, but even I want a Memo in my life, just because that ability to try to find the positive in the negative, like it works, it's helpful. And I think that's the magic in him, the fact that, he will always cheer you on.
Absolutely. I found a bit of myself in both of your characters, because now I was as old as what Maximo was in the 80s. So now when you look back, that's interesting. But, it's a bilingual show. And I know Mexico has its own thriving industry, but now it's going to be, available to everyone across the world. So it must be exciting for you as actors as well. And also it portrays Mexico in this light, colorful light than the dark, narco-ish kind of, themes that we've seen.
I think, yeah, as you say, in my opinion, and I think we all can see that people are more open to read subtitles. So the boundaries that the industry had a few years ago, right now is just being destroyed, and we are the industry is more flexible, and the audience is responding extremely great to that diverse stories and those mixed of cultures. And this is not the exception. Like Apple, we are the first Apple TV Plus Spanish and English language series, and we are going to be on more than 100 countries. So I think we basically, the language is no longer a limit, and I'm blessed because also for me personally, I realized that I could do more, that I can do more, and that I can give my talent to a broader audience, and that for me is a life changer.
Absolutely, thank you. And before we go, if you could meet one person from the 80s, not Luke Skywalker, who would that be?
I've been asked this before, and I said that I want to be a Madonna dancer. I'm ready to dance for Madonna. That's who I want to be from the 80s. Who do you want to be from the 80s?
I would say Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was
both my favorite guys. Take me along with you. I would love to.
Come join us. Well, you can come to the 80s on October 21st, Apple TV Plus, Acapulco season 2.
Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Adi, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Hi, this is Pooja from Good Times India. How are you doing?
Hi, good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. And Jessica, I must say that you've been part of some of my most favorite shows and movies. So it's a pleasure to speak to you.
Oh, thank you.
So I'll start with Diane. She is a former movie star. There's nothing that she hasn't done before, owning the resort that she does. What was it like playing her? Because she seems a lot of fun to me.
She is a lot of fun and more. I mean, getting to play her, it's like no other character I've ever played. And there's so many elements, the hair, the makeup, the wardrobe, the nails, the walk, the voice. And that's just the exterior. And then you get to the fantastic writing and the stories. And then I get to work with people like Rafael, and it is a dream. It is so much fun to do this role, to be on the show, to be part of the Acapulco family. I'm having the time of my life.
And I can see that. And Rafael, you are Hector, Maximo's nemesis. He's a whole lot of fun, and here is the lady that he's obsessed with. What was it like getting into the headspace of your character?
What was it like, pardon me?
To get into the headspace of your character.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It was a bit of a challenge for me because I've never done comedy. So stepping into such a big, loud, broad, comedic world was a bit of a challenge for me as an actor. But I thoroughly enjoyed the experience, the process of becoming Hector. I think the help of hair and makeup as well as the costumes was key, because as soon as you step into those shoes, into those short pink shorts, and you go with a big you go with a big poofy hair, like Hector is right there. So that's very helpful. It was, to me, it was cool to work a little bit outside in instead of inside out throughout the whole character process. And then really just trusting my instincts and trusting my peers, which was a big thing, being able to lean on them. And listen, this is some of the most generous actors I've ever had the chance and the pleasure to work with. And I couldn't have done Hector without them, because I'm just there reacting to every wonderful thing they're giving me. That's why I have so much fun playing with people like Enrique, but like especially with like Jessica and her character Diane, because I feel like our characters are the broadest characters in the show, and the playful banter between Diane and Hector is something probably is my favorite part of the show.
Yes.
I agree. I totally agree. And who thought the 80s and the fashion that we always made the eye rolls at would be back with a bang, And, Jessica, it's interesting how you've kept reinventing yourself. Has it been easy?
Are you talking about Jessica or Diana?
Jessica, has it been easy?
To reinvent my
Yes,
personal
constantly. I mean, 3 decades and, just staying relevant.
Has it been easy? No. Has it been rewarding? Was it all worth it? Yes. Yes, I feel like I've had many lives in my 51 years. But no, I mean, I think that's part of growing up, right? And having a life and experiencing things and keeping what works and throwing out what doesn't and trying again and getting beat down and picking yourself back up. And my career, while I always worked for the most part, I struggled in my 20s and I struggled in my 30s, and I feel as I get older, the roles are getting better and I'm having more fun, and I'm taking the time. I think that's just getting older, right? I'm taking the time to appreciate and enjoy all the wonderful gifts that are right in front of me, be it big or small. And I've never been happier in my personal life and professional life, actually.
Poojan, it's really a gift for actors like myself that are like younger and like we don't have 3 decades in the business. I've only been working for 10 years, but it's really a gift to have actors like Jessica who are like seasoned and so experienced, because they serve as like a guiding post for people like us, not only in the show, which it's true, I'm not just complimenting you, we've talked about this, but not only in the show, which we learn so much from them in our craft, but also we learn from their careers, and like she was just saying, it's she struggled in her 20s, I struggled in my 20s, and like it just gets better as soon as you get older, and it does get better as soon as you get older. So learning how to be patient and knowing that time will reward you is something that I feel like all young actors like myself in the show can learn from actors like Jessica.
Absolutely. And Rafael, I wanted to say, you are a musician as well. You're multilingual. I think you would be just perfect for our film industry, Bollywood.
Please invite me over. I would love to.
Great.
I've never been. Have you been to India?
No.
I would love. Yeah. I would love to go there, talk all things Acapulco with you guys, or I would love to go there and like do a Bollywood movie. And I'm not just saying. Look, I love working abroad because I get to immerse myself in the culture of the country that I'm working. I think that's one of the most rewarding things about Acapulco, the fact that we film in Mexico. So we immerse ourselves in the Mexican culture 24/7. That is a gift in and of itself. I think to just live in a different culture is so enriching as an actor, but also as a person. So please take me to India. I would love to.
Please, most welcome, and thank you so much. What is the one thing of the 80s, about the 80s that you miss? Since it's about the 80s, the show is
Well, Jessica, I was born in 89. I was born in 89, so I don't remember much. I do have to say, I am a musician, and like 80s music was so, it kind of like changed the whole music industry because like pop music was basically huge at that time, and it kind of like set the path and for what music is nowadays. The industry changed, music videos started popping up, so I get nostalgic for that. And also I'm a big hair guy, if you couldn't tell, and like the whole hair products were really, I think you told me this and I did not know this, hair products were created in the 80s, the whole sprays, and didn't you tell me this in Acapulco? It wasn't you?
No.
I thought we had a conversation when we were having breakfast one day and you were telling me, hairspray and all the like hair gel, that had a big boom in the 80s.
I don't know that was, I don't think that was.
It wasn't you?
I didn't.
I don't know. You remember more about the 80s?
Yes, I mean, I do, but the thing about, I was a kid in the 80s. So a kid and then a tween and a teen. So I didn't get to do much, all the things that the 80s are so famous for. So yes, I do remember it, of course, through a kid's eyes. But it's more fun now because I get to be an adult and I get to wear the shoulder pads and the jackets and the high heels, and I missed all that. I was, wearing, I don't know what I was wearing, tracksuits or something, but no, it's way more fun, I think, experiencing the 80s as an adult than it was the real one for me.
Thank you so much. Gracias. Thank you.
Gracias.
Gracias. Thank you.
Bye, Puran.